And welcome everyone to another episode of Fey Fitness. Fey here, and today I'm going to show you how to properly engage your abdominis muscles during a crunch exercise. So if this sounds like something you'd like to learn, stay tuned and I'll show you how. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. As you saw in the introduction, I'm going to teach you how to properly do a crunch so that we maximize the benefit to our abdominis muscles, but also don't cause any damage to our spinal column or any poor form that might inhibit how we are able to perform this exercise. So if you'd like to learn how to do this, let's go ahead and jump right in. So for this exercise, we're just going to be on our back. So if you just want to lay down and get comfy, you can either do this one of two ways. If you're a beginner, you can keep your feet on the ground, or if you're looking for something a little bit more advanced, you can keep your feet up. Keep your knees at as close to a 90-degree angle as possible though, and then your feet can do whatever. If you want to point them forward, point them up to the ground or up to the sky, whatever's easiest for you. But the main things we want to keep in mind is when we're performing this exercise, we want our core to be nice and tight and engaged. Think of it like you're pushing your abdominals down into the ground beneath you. So just nice and tight. What I see a lot of people do is they clasp their hands behind their head and their neck and tug on their spine and their head. You don't want to do that at all. That's how people get injured. So if you are going to put your head or your hands behind your head, try to keep them lightly on the sides of your skull or the sides of your neck, but don't use them for this kind of tugging and pulling motion, because again, we want to keep our neck and our muscles in our head and neck as safe as possible. The other thing you can do is just keep your arms straight out to the side, so as you come up, it'll look something like this. If someone's never done this before, I tend to have them do that type of motion first. Just that way I know they're not going to be inadvertently tugging on their head and might injure themselves. So, but again, if you're a pro and you know what's up, you feel free to do this. So again, when our abdominals are nice and tight and they're pushing down towards the floor, the curvature in the small of our back here is actually going to flatten along the ground. So we're going to be nice and everything's going to be in contact with the floor. And then as we come up, we just want to come up about 4 inches or until our shoulder blades are off the ground. And that is a completed move. And then we're going to come back down slowly. If you've never done this before, do it nice and slow. That way you can feel that all the muscles are contracted, everything's nice and tight, and you avoid this kind of bouncy motion that I see people do. Because when you're bouncing, you're engaging other muscle groups and you're not maximizing the benefit to your core. You're still going to burn calories, so if you want to burn calories, that's great. But if you're actually looking to tone and tighten your abdominis muscles, then you want to be sure that you have proper form for this. And again, that's just keeping everything nice and tight, pressing the small of your back into the ground, come up, and then down, and make sure it's just a nice fluid motion. You're in control of all of your muscles on the up and the down. And if you've never done this before, just try it out, see how many you can do. Ideally, your goal should be to do 20 crunches per set. So again, for a normal abdominal routine, you could do 20 reps for 3 sets. So just incorporate the crunches into your workout routine. So do 20 crunches and then move on to something else. And then once you're through with a few other exercises, just come back, do your second set, move on to a couple other things, and then come back. So this is what it'll look like with your arms forward, with your arms behind your head. Remember, no tugging on the spinal column. We also want to try to keep our vision as straight up as possible. We don't want to crunch our head and neck muscles by looking straight ahead. I'm kind of doing that just so hopefully that the audio picks up better on camera, but we want this nice fluid motion up, no tugging, and there you have it. An easy peasy way to do crunches. If you have any questions, please leave those in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will see you next week for another Fey Fitness video. And until then, bye everyone! If you would like to watch another great video, please click on either side of the screen here to watch either a popular upload or one of my most recent videos that I've uploaded. And as always, if you have questions, please leave them in the comments down below of any video. I check this channel very often and try to stay up to date on everything. And if you're new to this channel, please hit that like and subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all of my new content. So again, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure getting to know all of you, and I hope to interact with more of you in the future. Until then, bye guys.